Hey, what is going on everyone? Welcome back to another Clash Royale video, and in today's video we're going to be featuring a different deck from what I've been using recently, and it is none other than the Mega Prince deck. Now I know that I've been using the Mega P.E.K.K.A deck and a different variant, and being honest, I'm pretty sure most of you would have gotten tired of that by now. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be featuring the Prince of all cards. Yes folks, the Prince is in this deck, and I'm not trying to be special or anything. I'm not trying to look just to use underappreciated cards and stuff. No, the fact that I'm using the Prince in this deck is because it works. Believe it or not, this deck is actually what won me the Mega Knight challenge, and it is pretty efficient. Now the Prince, he's something that no one really respects or uses much, and let's face it, from the time you cross Arena 4 and you begin to play ladder and competitive matches and stuff, let's just face it, in ladder, no one uses him. In challenges, you never see sight of him. And oh my goodness, don't even get me started in the competitive scene itself. I have almost never really seen anyone pick up a Prince there at all. So, the Prince is like a dead card in this game, but that's not really true, folks. He is there. He is fighting strong in the arena. You just have to give them a chance. Like all cards, they have their own purpose and roles that they can play. You just need to give them the chance and find out what they will be best used for. So before we get on with the deck overview, I would just like to say a special thank you to my friend Mr.Savage for hooking us up with this awesome intro. My god, I just love it so much. Dude, if you are watching this, I absolutely love it. It is just so sick right now. Guys, let's show him some love. Go on to his channel and just click that subscribe button, like all his videos. Just give him some love, guys. I just want to show my appreciation to him there. It's just so awesome of you to make this for me. So anyways guys, let's get back to the deck overview here. So in this deck, you have the Miner, you have the Electro Wizard, you have the Mega Knight as the legendary cards. If you don't have any of these cards, you'll probably want to use something like a Goblin Barrel for the Miner maybe. You will want to use a Musketeer instead of the E-Wiz, or maybe a Night Witch if you have her unlocked. But regardless of that there folks, you will want to use the original deck if possible, because that is where you'll be getting the most value out of it for every play that you make. So you also have cheap spells in the form of arrows and zap. They can basically take care of anything that your opponent would throw at you, and you also have the minions as high DPS troops that can take you out of a troublesome situation at any point in time. And you also have the Prince and Pump. The Prince is mainly going to be used on defense like the Mega Knight. However, when he is counter pushing, he is going to be a serious threat for your opponents because they need to address him very carefully. And the Elixir Collector there, well, we all know what that is for by now folks. From my last few uploads, we've been seeing a lot of pump plays. So the pump there is just to give us the elixir advantage when we don't have a reasonable play to make, and it is going to help us get our princes down faster, our Mega Knights down faster. It is going to get everything down faster so that we can just flow much more efficiently. So as we move on with this match here now, we're going to be using the Mega Knight and stuff creatively on defense. I'm going to be chipping away with the Miner. By the way, the Miner is more like the win condition for this deck, because I mean, people aren't going to allow a Mega Knight to touch their tower. They're definitely not going to let a Prince stab the tower with his lance and stuff. So the Miner is your way to win. You're going to be using him to attack pumps. You're going to be using him to attack princesses. You're also going to want to use him to stop pushes before they even begin. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, whenever you have the Prince or the Mega Knight, or maybe some of both of them maybe on the field at the same time, you're going to want to use them both to tank for the Miner. So now you're probably wondering what I was talking about when I said you're going to be stopping a push before it happens. And what I meant by this is that when the Prince or Mega Knight is going to be tanking for your Miner, you're going to want to send the Miner wherever they deploy their ground defense units. So anything like a Wizard or an Electro Wizard, Musketeer, Witch maybe, anything like that, you're going to want to send the Miner at it. And by doing this, you should be able to clear the enemy's defense before they can even mount a successful counter push. So why is this good, you might ask? Well, I mean, think about it. If you had the option to stop enemy troops from building up behind their tanks while they defending and stuff, would you go for that, folks? Because I mean, when you do that, you're gonna make it easier for yourself to defend again and then push again. So it's like an endless cycle of value. So with that being said there, I would highly recommend that you practice doing this in some situations. However, you're not going to want to do this when your opponent has something like a mini P.E.K.K.A on the ground. I mean, of course, that's suicide, folks, because the mini P.E.K.K.A is going to wreck your prince and stuff if they have the right cards to distract your prince or your Mega Knight, and then he's going to turn around and just butcher the miner there. So now with that in mind there, folks, you will also want to switch up the miner placements from time to time to avoid being predicted. And if your opponent is running the tornado spell, then you'll want to be very careful. If they have something like a tornado executioner combo or tornado wizard combo for defense, then what you'll want to start doing is looking for where they place their splash units and then sending the miner just behind where they will be, but ahead of time while your troops are walking up there. So what this will do is it will distract your opponent's troops, and it'll just make it that much harder for them to get the tornado and splash combo to work out. So what I'm doing here right now is just cycling a prince in the back and stuff. That is totally fine at times if you have to just wait a little bit, because pumping up on the first move is not always the best of solutions, because it can leave you very vulnerable. Your quick pushes is going to be basically the miner and minions there. It is always a nice 6 elixir push that you can build up at any point in time, and if left alone, it is going to do a lot of damage. And speaking of the minions, they also have one other big use, and that is against Inferno Towers. Now, when your opponent has an Inferno Tower, they're most likely going to drop it in the middle of the arena and stuff there. So when you're dropping the minions, you're going to want to time it at the bridge, somewhere in the middle maybe, so that as your tank crosses the bridge and they're just about letting their fingers go from the card itself, you're going to get the minions down just in time so that they distract the Inferno Tower. And this will just mess up a lot of people overall. It will mess up bait users, it'll mess up control users, it'll just mess up anyone who runs something like an Inferno Tower. Now look at this here, folks. He is going to be using the ice column there to kite the prince. Totally fine with me, folks, and it just denies him from using the the hog rider properly. The prince even gets a stab, and he's just wandering around the arena at this point in time. So the Mega Knight there does a bit of work, and the hog, I don't think it got any swings. Now he's gonna drop minions here. We're gonna arrow all that down there and catch the bat. So rip him there, folks, rip him. He got a whole can of whoop ass there, and he is getting his servings there of justice from Mega Knight's Fists of Fury. So we're gonna be killing that Electro Wizard there just a little bit there. He has a sliver of health, but it's not the most of our troubles here. We're gonna send minions there and send our miner in to tank for them. And also, guys, another tip with the miner here that you can do is remember the fact that you have zap. If you don't need to reset any charges of any kind or zap away any particular troops like a skeleton army maybe, what you can do is you can use the zap to be very evil when you tank like the Mega Knight or the Prince has just that 1 HP left on their health bar there. You can use it to just make the tower switch targets from the tank of any kind there, and it'll just switch to the miner. And what this will do is, if your opponent is not expecting it and they are low on elixir and stuff, they will be screwed over so hard, because they won't be able to stop the tank because nothing is attacking it, and it'll just continue doing what it has to do. It's kind of like sending a miner there and that mini P.E.K.K.A with just 1 HP, or big P.E.K.K.A for that matter there with 1 HP. So when you do this correctly, you're going to be able to screw over your opponents on many levels, because when you zap it just right, you're going to be able to switch the targets of the tower like I'm going to do right here. And what this will do is, if the tower had more HP, the prince would just run straight up to that tower and just smack it right in the middle there of the crown. So yeah, that is just basically one of the nastiest surprises that you can do to anyone in any game. Just switching targets from something of major threat to something of a lesser threat with more HP. It is just like the worst thing that anyone can just face. So we are fighting Tattoo here, I guess, and he's running a similar deck with lightning instead this time, instead of something like arrows. I respect this deck, however, I think my deck is gonna be the one that will come out on top, because I mean, I do have my own miner for his pumps there, and he did lightning down my pump, which was already a negative trade. And at this point, I was just saying wow, because I began to think, wait a minute, what are the odds that someone else is using basically the same deck as me? I mean, very unlikely, right? Especially the fact that it was running the Prince. I mean, come on, I just really doubt that was the case there. So I see that he drops minor and he drops the pump as well. So now I'm just like, bruh, no please. I don't want a mirror matchup. I hate mirror matchups. I'm spamming WoW because I realize at this point it's just like a serious mirror matchup and there's nothing I can do about it. Mirror matchups are so annoying because when you are facing the exact same cards, you're gonna have to play very perfectly because if a person just slips up just once during the course of the match, then their opponent can capitalize on their mistakes and just take full advantage of it, and in the long run it'll just make the match lean in favor of the one who was able to capitalize on the mistake and not the one that made the mistake in the first place. So my opponent here, he drops the minor there and I ought to pump up there because, well, he used his best pump counter there besides the lightning there. So I'm feeling pretty good about it here right now, and I'm going to send my minor and minions combo there at the bridge. So we arrow down the minions there. We get some value out of the arrows by hitting the pump and his minions there and the tower there. So good value overall, and now we're gonna see how he reacts to it. So we're in double elixir right now, so we can play around with the Mega Knight a little more. He starts off a Mega Knight there, so I'll start off my own Mega Knight there. He cries there, realizing that our decks are basically the same minus the spells, and we're both gonna drop our princes now. So my prince deals with his minor there, and that was basically a waste on his part, because we have our prince there killing his minor there, and now we are getting back to work on defense. So we are able to clear through all of his troops there, and our prince is still alive. So I'm going to send the minor in the back there just to keep the pressure up there. And now look at that Mega Knight, it is going down. I zapped the tower there, should in case my prince had to get an extra shot, it would have. And now look at this, we are defeating his prince at the bridge there with the prince and minions combo there. He's gonna drop minions there. I'm gonna just arrow that down there because why not, right guys? We're getting good value out of that, and he drops the minor on the tower rather than the collector there, so he's gonna get ready to lightning down my Ewiz tower and collector there. So good value overall. Minor minions at the bridge once more. He has to drop the Electro Wizard there, and he made a mistake. If he had just dropped the Electro Wizard on the minions there, that would have been better there, because he could have just zapped them away and not have to worry about them. And now that the Electro Wizard is out of play, I'm going to be able to use my prince there and just get a lot of pressure going. He's going to use his minor on defense there, so I'm going to be able to pump up once more, and because of that, he is now going to be at an elixir disadvantage when I'm able to defend this successfully here. So I drop my Mega Knight there. Since he doesn't have a direct counter to the minions, we drop minions off to the side. Everything is just wrecking that Mega Knight right now, and things are looking pretty good. So now we are in overtime once more again here. I'm gonna send the miner in the back there, and he drops his minion, his minions there. I'm gonna arrow all that down. He's crying because he knows that he's basically lost this game because of how he made a few mistakes there, and those careless mistakes are gonna cost him dearly. I'm gonna drop my Mega Knight there. I think no, I'm just gonna pump up. In fact, I'm teasing him right now. I have two collectors there on the right side, I mean the left side, sorry, and with this here I'm able to keep a steady flow of elixir going there. I'm not gonna place it on the right side because he's gonna get lightning value and damage my tower even more if I was to drop it on that side there. He's gonna drop the miner there. We're gonna drop the Electro Wizard, I think. Yeah, we dropped the Electro Wizard there, and he helps to mitigate the damage there. So now it's just a all or nothing push right now. He lightnings down my troops at the bridge there. We're gonna just drop a Mega Knight to kill the Ewiz there, and boom, that tower goes down thanks to the magic of the shovel there. Good work there, miner boy. You always come through for me. So moving on to the last match here for today's video. I know it's going to be a shorter one compared to most recent videos, but that's because if I were to show both of the other replays, then this video would go on for roughly half an hour, and I don't think any of you would want to sit through a video that long, am I right guys? So anyways, we are fighting Steve here once more, and as we all know, anyone whose names I can't really read out very clearly or easily, I'm going to just call him Steve. So Steve is playing Spellbait with the Mega Knight here because obviously he can't use well, he can't exclude the Mega Knight from his deck. So I'm going to use the minions there at the bridge there to take care of the princess there, because if I were to use the arrows carelessly, then we're going to be screwed over really hard by the Goblin Barrel. So he sees that I use my Mega Knight, which is a technical counter to the Goblin Barrel there, but I ready my arrows and we are good to go. So with that being said there, we're going to get ready to push with our miner now there. I know he has the princess and stuff, but it's still worth a shot, am I right guys? So he drops the bats there on defense. I'm going to zap that there, and the tower switches targets from our Mega Knight there. We're going to have minions cleaning up at the back there. So he says well played there, because we did get a lot of damage done there. I mean, look at the damage there, folks. And our minions there are gonna just get zapped down. I mean, he did spend a lot of elixir defending there, so I would say we walked out of that pretty good there. Things are looking good for us. I'm gonna drop the Electro Wizard there at the bridge to keep the princess occupied. And now I know he's gonna use the Goblin Gang there, but I'm not gonna fret about that there. I'm gonna use my prince on defense there at the bridge there, seeing that his splash troops, well, not splash troops, his swarm troops are out of rotation there. So prince is coming down the lane there. He drops his Mega Knight there on defense, and this is kind of a pickle here for me, folks. His Mega Knight is gonna connect to our tower there, so this is gonna be quite problematic. I'm gonna suffer a lot of damage there. The Mega Knight and Goblin Barrel there is doing a ton of damage there on our towers there, and we are suffering a lot of damage. That tower is pretty darn low. We are on 82 HP. Maybe it's because I overcommitted and used the prince on defense there against the Goblin Gang. That was probably my mistake there. So I'm gonna send my miner for that princess there. He couldn't cycle to the gang in time to save the princess, so we are able to kill all that jazz there. And look at this now. We have the Mega Knight, the minions, and the E-Wiz going at the bridge there. I'm gonna drop my prince there, and we're gonna ready our zap. We kill everything there. He is low on elixir right now. I'm gonna send my minions to back the E-Wiz up there, and look at this, folks. We are able to clear the Goblin Gang there, and we are able to get to that tower there, catching back up in the game. Now we're able to just get our miner in there, and look at this. The minions throwing their rocks at the tower there. We're able to bring down that tower pretty low, and now we're just gonna get ready to defend against that princess there. I knew she was going to be dropped there at the bridge, so I dropped my E-Wiz there, but it's just a tad bit too late to the party there, and the princess gets his shot off, so he is able to snap my tower down, and he is back in the game once more. So folks, I'm pretty sure you can see right now that this is exactly why I didn't want to keep putting in the other replays, because it just would have gone on for so long. I'm pretty sure it would have gotten quite boring for you all, so I decided to spare you all that trouble there. So we arrow down his Goblin Gang and stuff there. I knew it might not have been the best play, but I wanted to keep his troops on his side of the arena there, or at the bridge, I guess. And as long as I was able to do that there, the Goblin Barrel wouldn't have presented too much of a threat to me there. So I get to miner down his princess there, and he's gonna drop the Goblin Gang again with the Goblin Barrel. I send down the mighty Mega Knight there, and with his spawn damage there, he is able to clear away 2 out of 3 of the goblins from the Goblin Barrel there, so that's looking pretty good for us here. He drops bats at the bridge. I'm gonna drop my zap there to kill that there, and now look at this. We drop minions there off to the side, and I drop my E-Wiz there on his side there, so this distracts his princess long enough for me to send my miner there, and we arrow down everything here now. And this could have been a tower taking push almost once more again here, but the ice golem placement was pretty darn good there, and it is able to stop all of my minions there in their tracks. We're going to defend the Goblin Barrel with the minions once more, and we're going to get ready to push once again with the Mega Knight there. So I'm going to drop the Mega Knight on the side this time. He drops his princess there, but she's distracted. He drops his gang there because his Mega Knight is out of rotation and stuff, and we arrow down most of his troops there, so we are able to take down that tower there now with the remainders of our push. And that's all she wrote, folks. So that is going to be good game, well played, and better luck next time. So guys, before we go here today, I just like to make mention of a few things. And number one, if you don't have the Mega Knight, you can try using the P.E.K.K.A. so that the deck still has a sort of control vibe to it. And number two, if you guys want a nice intro for yourselves, you can go ahead and check out Mr.Savage once more. He'll be sure to hook you up with something if you can just work out details with him. So be sure to check him out when you have the chance. And also guys, I would just really appreciate any feedback that you all can give me. Show me some signs that you all like this video or you don't like it. Just let me know. Give me a comment, give me a like, give me anything you got. I just like to know what you all think of these videos. So let's see if we can get this video up till at least maybe 20 likes. I'd really like to see if we can get that happening there, because then I'll know for sure that you guys are enjoying exactly what I'm uploading for you all. So that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Remember, if you keep on digging, you'll eventually strike gold, but even then, keep on digging deeper. You'll eventually come across something even more worth your while. So once again everyone, thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.